Hi, I'm Mike Pach, and I'm a photographer. I've been a photographer for more than 30 years. I started in high school and actually got interested when I came on my very first trip to Colorado. I borrowed my brother's camera and the rest is history. I actually have two shows on KCMJ. I have an interview show called The Photo Show where I talk to photographers, and people always ask me, how do you do a radio show about photography? Well, Ralph, you've been on my show, so we talk about all kinds of stuff. So you're listening to The Photo Show on KCMJ. I'm your host, Mike, and tonight my guest is Mark Bloom. Mark, how you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Thanks for being on the show.
My pleasure.
And I always start off by asking my guests how they got started in photography. But it's been a lot of fun to work with KCMJ. I've always dreamed of being on the radio, so I'm literally living the dream by having my own shows on the FM dial. Well, I started my tree project, which I named Same Tree, Different Day, which is a positive play on the old saying, same bleep, different day. And it was something that just came to me. I was in my kitchen making lunch, and it was the day after a snowstorm. And I just happened to notice that the tree looked really great with all the snow and ice on it. And I knew that the tree was there, but I never really paid attention to it until that day. I went outside and I took a picture, and then later that day I thought, hey, this would be cool to do as a yearly project. Why don't I take a picture every day for a year and see what happens? Well, my goal each day was to take a shot at sunrise. So I would get up at sunrise and look out the window, and I would wait for the sunrise if I was out here for a sunrise shot. If I didn't get a good sunrise, then I'd just keep watching the tree throughout the day and see what would happen. And a lot of times some really great things would happen, much to my surprise, like deer standing in the exact right place that I needed them to be. And it just became a lot of fun for me to come out here and see what was happening with the tree every day. I estimated that I spent about 2 hours on each shot. That's both taking the photo and editing. And some shots, took more than that. So the blog is sametreedifferentday.wordpress.com. And every day I posted at least one photograph to the blog. Some days I posted 2 or 3 because I had great shots from different times of the day that I wanted to show. I couldn't decide which one to post, but I did post every day to the blog, and sometimes I would tell a little story about what happened that particular day, or some days I would just say, okay, here's today's sunrise, or here's today's sunset. And I think it's just interesting to go back through all the pictures and see what happened each day. And that's part of the story. It's the story of a year in the life of a tree. The project now has become much more than just a collection of photos of a tree. There were lots of lessons and messages that I learned or realized throughout the year. One of those being, or I would say, somebody asked me the other day what was the most profound thing I learned. And I would say the most profound thing would be that the universe provided me with exactly what I needed on most days to make a great photograph. It was just really kind of interesting how a lot of times I would just decide, okay, I'm going to go out and see if I can get some pictures of the tree, and something very interesting would happen. And that really made for a great story. That's one of the messages of the project, is awareness. is you look at all the photos on the blog or in the slideshow, and you see all this incredible stuff that happened right here, literally in my backyard. And most of us are so busy going about our days and doing this all day with our phones that we miss all this great stuff that's happening around us. Hey Ralph, are we rolling yet? Caw-caw, caw-caw.
It's going to be in the show.